the abuse that I have received online over the last few days, have you not? Have you seen it? You've all seen it?
Yeah.
Have you seen what my sister wrote about me? Have you seen what the people that I've loved in my life have wrote about me? And I stand here today and I just look them in the eye and I tell them that I love them still. And all I want to do is to hold them and to hurt them. Because that's where I came from. And they are ashamed of me for standing up and speaking and reacting. Yeah, I reacted. Damn right I reacted, because what I saw was injustice. And I stood the fuck up for fucking injustice. And I am goddamn fucking proud of myself. No matter who wants to shame me, no matter who wants to fucking judge me, I know who I am, thank you. And I love every single one of you too. Even the people that have abused me over the last few days. Even the people that have judged me. Because the message that I bring is the message of unity. And I know that we cannot find unity until we find unity within ourselves first. Until we face our own dark, our own shadow, how we learned to abuse. I have been abused, as have every single one of you. It's the one thing that ties us together. Your fight may be vaccines, it may be government, it may be COVID, it may be lockdown, it may be anything.
All of it.
My fight is humanity. My fight is bringing humanity back to the fucking human experience through feeling. And in order to do that, you need to feel the dark that's within you. And you need to accept the dark that's within you. The way I've accepted the dark that's within me. I have been abused, but I have also abused. And so have every fucking one of you. We are all abusive because that's what we learned. Every one of you here, everyone watching at home judging me, you're all only judging me because of your inability to be able to speak up for yourself. Yes! You're judging my audacity and my dramaticness and my attention-seekingness in order to spread a message of healing, of unity. And every single one of you here have all judged Zen people too, sitting at home, calling them sheep, wearing sheep masks. When Antifa come to protests, how many of you have got up and heavy with them? How many of you are letting your anger rule your show? How many of you are not living in integrity with peace? With the peace that yous all want. I know yous all want it. I know yous all want it. But how many of yous are not living in peace with yourself? How many of yous are feeling shame about the things that you've done in your life? The same as me. I've been emotionally abusive to people. I have been physically abusive to people. I have been domestically abusive. But I can stand here in front of you proud of myself, knowing that I am none of them things anymore, because I have healed my ancestral line and I have healed the fucking abuse that runs through my veins and the abuse and the trauma that runs through my wounds. And that's why I'm able to stand up here in front of you today and fight for the wounds of this country. So I am in this moment begging President Michael fucking Higgins to not sign that. Do not sign it. Because if you sign it, the abuse is what will bring us all together. Because it's the one thing that we all have in common. It's the only thing that we all fucking have in common. We are all so divisive, and that's alright, like. It's alright, find the common good. And the common good is the abuse that our ancestors have suffered and the abuse that we have been handed even. On Thursday, when I came back to the protest, I saw I got to Grafton Street, the bottom of Grafton Street, and I had no idea where the protest crowd had gone. And I saw just a load of fucking Garda vans up on Grafton Street, so I went up that way. And I saw them barricading the protesters into an alley on this way. But what I also saw to my left, because I was standing at the alleyway beforehand, there's people gathering. So I went down there, and I went in to the back of the alleyway. And what you don't see on the camera is the 20 to 30 Gardaí that were standing on the other side of the alleyway, pushing the protesters forward, herding them into an alleyway like fucking sheep. no better than a cattle market for walking the streets and using their constitutional right to protest and assemble. Because for all of you that judge me at home, whether you believe it or not, it is for all of us. We all have the common goal of unity and to call out this injustice. I was heavy-handed by 3 Gardaí when I tried to get in there. And then my friend was there and I tried to just go to him and they wouldn't let me go to him. The lady who was had her head out the back of a restaurant, put her head out and said, "I saw that, I wish I videoed what happened there." So then I went around to the front, and as I was walking up to the alleyway, I saw a woman videoing what was going on. She had the whole video of the Gardaí pushing them into the alleyway, and she was screaming at them, "What are you doing?" That's all she was saying on repeat. "What are you doing? What are you doing?" while videoing the scenes. 3 men, Gardaí, came up behind that woman, and the way that they physically manhandled her, you saw the reaction, so you can imagine. They had her pinned up against the car, and what you don't see on the video, because the video that went viral was my reaction to that, you don't see what happened a few minutes before that, but I've posted the video today on my own Facebook. I went live addressing it all, and I've posted videos that I've received through other people of what actually happened and show what I was doing in that present moment in time. And there's a video of me hugging the woman as she was arrested and the guards pulling me off her. You all heard that shriek from her on the videos of what happened that day. You all know the shriek that woman shook. And when I heard that and her saying they've broken my arm, I'm in pain, I lost it, and I was, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" And I was pushed away. And I was just pushed and pushed away. I managed to get in and I managed to give her a hug. I said something to her, I don't know what it was, because fucking memory, it's all a bit of a blur really. And then I just fucking reacted. Because I saw people running in terror. It wasn't until that moment, if you all go back and watch that video back and pay attention, it wasn't until that moment that woman shrieked when everybody ran out of the alleyway. And everybody ran out of the alleyway because they heard her shriek. That's what nobody is. She was getting attacked. She was full on getting attacked.
Shame on them.
And there's many people who saw that. Shoppers, passers-by, people who wouldn't agree with us, and a lot of shit saw it. And they all agreed that it wasn't wrong. It wasn't right even. Everyone who saw it. So my message today to all of you is, if you really want to come together, those of you at home, whatever your fight is, we all have a fight. And your fight is your fight as well as my fight is my fight.
Yeah.
And all of our fights are as equal and as valid as each other's.
That's it.
Nobody is any better than anybody, and I know that as many of you here. I have had, honestly, right, I have had praise and admiration and comments of courage and comments of bravery. I have had the highest of comments. Someone fucking said I was like the present day 1914 rising woman. Someone gave me that as the highest compliment I have ever received in my life, to say that I am a fighting fucking woman of Ireland, because that's what I want to teach my children, how to be a fighting woman of Ireland, and that's what I'm teaching them to be in this president and to serve and speaking to all of you. I'm telling my children, I'm showing my children what it means for a woman to stand in her power in full love and admiration for herself, for all of her flaws and all of her gifts in equal measure, because I am a flawed human exactly like all of us. And all of them people at home, I guarantee you, they were all the ones to be shared and be kind. Every single fucking one of them. I am just blessed and I'm grateful that I was the one that got it, because the work that I have done